I cannot see anything on my end. Can you see me? Okay. Hi, Dave. Hi, Jesus. Yeah, I can't see anything. So as long as I can kind of see that some people are here. I can't see how many. Bear with me. Let's see. Well, I am celebrating the launch of my book, and yeah, I realized, this is a different book launch than I thought it would be. My partner Ingrid and I thought that we'd be together on this book launch day, that we would be probably, hi Julia, that we would be at a bookstore, we would have family and friends with us. And so it was interesting as I was sitting here today working and getting emails out about the launch, that it was like, I'm sitting here all by myself and it's book launch day. So I thought, oh my goodness, I just wanted to go ahead and have some kind of a party, even though it's online, and just go from there. So, yes. So, anyway, oh, hi, Rebecca. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's been a journey. The book is called, of course, Your Personal Journey with Food. And I guess I could probably write another book called Your Personal Journey with Writing a Book. So, um, anyway, I definitely have some various emotions right now. I um, I'm feeling kind of exhausted actually, but that's okay. I've got I have this, and again, I still can't see myself. I have no clue if you guys can see this or not. Let me see if I can. Oh, it says use camera. Does that help? I have no clue. You think that I would learn how to do this, but that's not my expertise. So anyway, I just wanted to talk this afternoon a little bit about the book. If you have any questions or anything about it as we progress through my party, I got like, I can see I got congratulation balloons back here, but I don't know if if anyone can see it. Hey, Jesus from Spain. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, let me know where everyone is. I know Julia, you're North Carolina. Did I screw that up? Dave, of course, is here in the Seattle area. Rebecca, where are you? I'm not sure. It'd be so fun to see where everyone's chatting in from. But yes, so my book, mine and Ingrid's book, has basically been born today. It's called Your Personal Journey with Food, and it's for the it's a roadmap for the confused and frustrated dieter. And we wrote this book because that's who we were. We were both confused and frustrated dieters. We had no idea how to care for this, our bodies, the beings that we were living in. And that journey for us was very, very distressing. Um, hey, Margie. Oh, Julia. Julia's got a question. She goes, any ideas for people allergic to wheat? Goodness. Oh, hey, Chase. How's it going from Texas? Hello. Chase, it's book launch day. Anyway, yes, so there is a whole chapter in this book on food sensitivities, to find out, number one, if you have food sensitivities, and then also ways to deal with food sensitivities. And we call them, symptoms, the symptoms that our body has, we call them as journey buddies. Because journey buddies are usually those that help you figure out where you're going. And we wanted to really put a positive spin on symptoms. That it's just our body communicating and helping us and guide us to what's right for our body. So instead of looking at our symptoms, say an allergy to wheat, as something horrible, it's just a guide for us, right? That's letting us know, hey, my body doesn't feel good when I eat wheat. So let's learn some other way. And then releasing those symptoms, I said, is something bad, but actually looking at them as very insightful, very, very valuable, wonderful, um, journey buddies. So, yes, so in the book, Journey Buddies is chapter 6. It's your journey buddies, symptoms as a co-pilot. The other amazing part about the book is we wanted to make sure it really was personal. You can write a book or read a book, and you read from chapter 1 all the way to the end. And sometimes some of the chapters don't necessarily speak to you right away. And that may cause you to put down the book and not finish it. But in this one, in Your Personal Journey with Food, actually, in our introduction, the introduction, I love it. It says, I think I'm lost. Where's the search and rescue team, right? Because we can get so lost on our journeys with food and our journey with ourselves, and how to create a healthy relationship with food. So I know that, thank you, Chase, sending love down to the Wadsworths. Thank you. So again, being lost is okay. We just got to figure out where we're at. All right. And there's different ways you can do that. And in the book, we explain that. We actually have some really great exercises. And we do basically call it time for an alignment, where you actually fill in a questionnaire. Hopefully you can see this. So a questionnaire on different chapters. And depending on how you answer the questionnaire, helps you know which order you should most likely read the book. So we recommend you read chapters 1 through 3, but then you may, because of your questionnaire, you may want to read chapter 6, then 5, then 13, then 14, and so on. And it's going to be in the order that is right for you. So the other wonderful thing is each chapter has exercises and a journal. So I really recommend you get the written version, but I know you may not be able to get the written version. You may have to buy it in a Kindle or electronic version, but that is fine because we've got you covered. There's actually a website for the book, and it's listed in here as well, but I'll tell you what it is now. It's just journeywithfood.com. And that is an exclusive site and membership site for readers of the book. It's free, so you can just log right in there. And even if you have the book, you can download the worksheets and exercises and the journals. So say you've gone through the book once before, and then later you want to go ahead and go through it again. I believe this book is something that you'll probably want to revisit because your body changes over time. You can just go into journeywithfood.com and download the exercise sheets, and they're all listed in there per the chapters. So it's very simple. Yes. Oh, hi, Tamara. Hi, Margie. I can't wait for you, Tamara, to read the book too. Anyway, so again, our whole idea was we wanted to take you on your own journey. We're just guiding you. We're giving you examples of what happened to us and why. Once we finally learned why we had such bad relationships with food, we wanted to make sure. Hello, Lisa. Oh, Tamara must be on the website. Anyway, we just want to be very honest with you as to what was in our minds, what caused us to create a very, what I want to make the right, I want to say this in an inspirational way. What made us create relationships with food that didn't serve us? So I'm trying to not use the word bad relationship or anything like that, but just looking at food and the relationship with it and why maybe we have a relationship with it that doesn't serve us or serve our bodies. And then learning how to navigate that path the way it needs to be navigated for you. Oh, Lisa is on. Lisa was she is one of my advanced readers. So she was lucky to get a copy and read it. So thank you, Lisa, for taking the time to do that and giving me feedback on the book. So, um, but so in the book, you're going to learn some things about me and some things about Ingrid, and again on how hard it was, and I write in there how hard it was for me to take that assessment or any kind of an assessment where I have to look at the, kind of the hard facts of my belief system, choices that I had made, also things from even relationships with food from as early as being a young child, and how those relationships come into our adulthood. So anyway, I'll go through a couple more chapters with you. So yes, so it starts out with help. I'm lost, and that's where all your questionnaires are to figure out the perfect order for you to read the book in. And haha, you're very welcome, Lisa. So chapter 1 is called Before You Start Your Journey, and in that chapter, we're just saying, hey, there's things that you do usually before you go on a trip, before you, drive your car somewhere or get on a plane. And so we're going to walk you through that as it relates to food. You're starting to get ready to go on this journey. So you're assessing kind of where you're at, what are your thoughts around things, getting your mind to start maybe looking at food a little bit differently than maybe it has been. We're acknowledging your favorite foods. We want to acknowledge favorite things. We want to acknowledge thought processes, not ignore them. And then we want to make sure, it's one thing we're talking about, there's a belief that pleasure is a bad thing. And there's so much around food that we deem bad foods or sinful foods. So we talk about that, and that'll help you kind of get your mind around, well, how have you been thinking about food? How have you been, do you punish yourself if you eat something bad? And then just realizing, we are all human beings. And when you go into this book, leave judgment at the door. That's one of the first thing we say. Just leave it. When you're looking at the book and you open that first, the cover, judgment, just leave it out of here. It doesn't need to join you in your journey. It's going to be a little tough for your brain to release that, but we want this to be a judgment-free zone for you. Chapter 2 is Stuck on the Yo-Yo Diet Roundabout. That's me. How many of you just say yes and have been on the yo-yo diet, ups and downs, right? I mean, there's so many people stuck in that. And I think a lot of it is because we try and fit into somebody else's diet, somebody else's program. Not one of us really has the same lifestyle. And so, and we don't have the same schedules. We don't have the same dynamics at home. We all have differences. And so, a lot of the reason we can yo-yo is that we try to fit into somebody else's program, and it doesn't fit us. And so therefore we're not able to sustain it. And then we fall off of it, and then we get upset with ourselves. We put the weight back on. So again, we're looking at learning about you and enjoying that. We actually talk about a history with food timeline. You go back and you're going to think about how far back can you think about food in your life, and then you think about, okay, what was going on with me in that time of life? How active maybe I had been, and just kind of have fun figuring out, what has your relationship been with food, and this exercise is going to help you maybe figure out where something may have changed for you with your food. I love that exercise. And this is another fun thing. So pages like 39, all along here. This is all an exercise for you, page upon page, for you to work on figuring those things out. Let's see here. Then Ingrid talks in chapter 3 about, as we eat food, and what we put into our bodies, what does that mean to us? Actually physically. So we have not only, we're talking about beliefs around food, we're talking about emotions around food, but then we also want to talk about the physical aspects of when we consume something. What does that do for ourselves? What does that do for our mindset? Does it serve us? Does it serve strong cell growth? Does it serve our cells so they know how to function? Does it serve our mind so that it can be clear and vibrant and, getting rid of brain fog? So you're going to work on stuff like that too, or you could just start to go, I wonder, how is this food serving me physically? How is this food serving me mentally? Ha 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 ha. Oh, hello, Jamie. Yes. Jamie says PN journaling continues. Yes, so she knows very well. She works with, I'm going to shout out, she's a wonderful client of mine. And yes, we work on that, don't we? Here's to raisins, Jamie. Here's to raisins. Anyway, you're going to start to build a roadmap for yourself on which route you want to go. Okay, so that's great. And then Ingrid in chapter 4 talks about taking the scenic route instead of a fast track. So a lot of times too, we can say, hey, I want to lose 20 pounds in 2 weeks, right? Or I want to gain so much weight. I need to gain weight and muscle, and it better happen within so much time, right? But we really don't know how to get there, and then we may not set a realistic timeline, or we may still be looking at it as, I just got to get to the end result, and if I don't get to the end result, then it's all for naught, as opposed to taking a scenic route, enjoying the journey, enjoying each little step, right? That was a huge lesson for me. I was always chasing that end result. I was pounding my body unmercifully and would get so upset if I didn't achieve that result. But I hadn't made these connections as to how my body would respond to foods I was eating. How was my mindset going to respond? And I didn't enjoy the journey to get to where I thought I wanted to go. So we're going to talk about that in the book as well. And let's see, chapter 5, time for an alignment, the path of mindfulness. So in this one, I write about being, hello, Nock, how are you? Yes, enjoying the journey is key. So true. But time for an alignment. So it's in this one, we're just pulling into the, say you're driving your car and you have to get it aligned, right? Sometimes you have to do those things with your vehicle. Well, here you're going to work on aligning your mindset and seeing how your mind thinks. And, I'm teaching some ways for you to do that. So you get to have that opportunity. And let's see, lots of pages. Symptoms as a co-pilot. I think I talked about that earlier because Julia brought up allergies to wheat. So really embracing your symptoms, embrace them as messages and ways for our body to speak to us, to tell us what it needs. For me, my stomach, my gut will tell me pretty fast when I've put something in it doesn't like. I was pre-diabetic, so I think I have a very sensitive system to sugar, and I can tell when I have too much. My heart rate goes up, my stomach will hurt, that's something that I never used to connect to saying, maybe it's hurting my body. I just never connected it. I didn't. So you're going to be able to work on things like that. And then again, picking the right fuel for you. There might be something I might say, hey, everyone, blueberries are so good for you. Everyone should eat them. But that's not the case, right? Some people cannot eat blueberries. They are damaging to their bodies. So really we're looking at the right fuel for you, not what's right for me. Therefore, you should eat everything I'm eating, or you should eat the way I eat. Okay. I have a chapter on movement, helping you get moving. If you're afraid of exercise, I talk you through a really wonderful exercise to get you going. There will be, I haven't gotten it done yet, I'm behind, but I'm going to have a PDF download for readers within the website to help you get started on, working through that fear of movement and things you can do to get moving at home. We talk about in chapter 9, tune up. Again, tuning up your car. You want to tune up your body and detoxing your body. Ingrid writes incredibly detailed concepts on detoxification in the body and her experiences with them. I have this is the chapter I can get on a soapbox with, but that's the, hey, Mindy, how are you? So are you? I write about an important detour, which is the controversies of food. And so this one's about how we fit into the food industry and how do we want to choose to fit into the food industry from now on. Because what the food industry dictates is sometimes, cannot be, sometimes what is dictated may not be correct, right for us. Okay, so I have a whole chapter in there, and even and Ingrid talks about it too, and what the food industry is like down in Chile for her, and food labeling and how important it is for us to understand really what we're putting in our bodies. Oh, here we go. Emergency. I'm stuck at full throttle. Stress. I know none of us are under any stress, so you can just skip this chapter. No, I'm just kidding. But, we're talking about stress because it has everything to do with it. If we're under stress, that means we'll probably eat different, right? Sometimes people under stress do not eat, and they have to force themselves to get lots of good nutrients. Or if they're under stress, they want that, those cookies, or they want to have the big, ice cream, whatever it is. Hi, Ellen. Thank you. So we talk about stress too, because it's all related. And chapter 12, rest stop, time to get so much the needed sleep. I used to poo-poo sleep. Sleep was for the weak, and I would plow through my corporate job, and I realized I go to work totally exhausted. I'd be so proud that I had maybe 4 hours of sleep because I was up working really late. Well, I put that together with then becoming extremely exhausted, extremely stressed. I stopped exercising. I did start wine pairing and chocolate pairing. And guess what? I became pre-diabetic. And so it's all connected. Hi, Gretchen. Yes, sugar hijacks the brain, and sadly it does. So that's one thing too, when you go through this book, your brain is going to be kind of upset about some stuff because it doesn't want to change. So just expect it. Be very kind to the pushback you might feel when you want to move forward with something, and that brain says, but I'm afraid. It says, I'm afraid, or I'm too lazy. We don't need to do this. You're still breathing. You're still waking up in the morning. So why do we have to change, right? So why do we have to change? It's all connected. So one thing I love to say is your mind and your brain and your body really should be teammates. And sometimes they don't look at each other as teammates and they don't respond as teammates, but your body is like your number one teammate. And once the brain understands that and it realizes it, and then it starts as you progress through the book and you start feeling better, it starts to go, oh, okay, now I know what it feels like to not feel lethargic, or wow, now I know what it feels like to be able to think clearly. Not to say you won't have some rebound on that, but realizing by getting your mind to get on board is one of the main things. And if we talk about sugar, sugar is so addictive, right? And it's gonna want that. And so just being patient with yourself and knowing you're going to have some pushback from your mind. Chapter 13, is my vehicle good enough? Self-image. And both Ingrid and I contributed to this chapter because our self-images can be extremely, let's say, harmful. And we all probably have different reasons for why maybe we have a low self-image. And so working through that as well, that your body is worth caring for. And you know what? It's worth caring for right now, even if it doesn't look the way you think it should. Your mind, I'm going to say that, even though it doesn't look the way your mind thinks it should, even though it doesn't feel like you think it should, even if you've given up on it, love it right now. Honestly, just say, body, you're the most amazing thing on the planet. Thank you for carrying me through this life. And those types of thoughts we work you through, different ways to see your body, different ways to view your body versus a scale, versus a pant size, versus looking at someone in a magazine that, and this goes for men too, the pressures on both men and women as to what they're supposed to look like and what is perfection, right? So loving ourselves right now in the body that you're in, no matter what, in sickness and in health. So Ellen says, yes, connected. Oh, thank you, Ellen. So Ellen says she's been in the nutrition field for over 20 years, but the book gave her so many aha moments. So the book is wonderful for, like I said, for those that are very, very well versed to those that are just beginning their journey. So there's something in here, for everybody, really. And then chapter 14, respect of inner self. I wrote a post about this kind of yesterday, that once I finally started listening to the voice in me, the one that had been wanting to speak for a long time, but I always would tell her to be quiet or I didn't believe her. Once I started to be brave to start honing in and really thinking, maybe she's right, maybe she has something to say, things started to change for me. Oh, ha, 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 ha. Thanks, Gretchen. I will autograph it too. Gretchen's my sister, so anyway, but once I started to listen to that inner voice, so much changed for me. And so we'll talk about that. And the last chapter is really just a recap of everything that you learned in the prior chapters. Oh, okay, Julie. I'll have to figure out a way to get autographs to use. Actually, Gretchen mentioned if you buy a book and you'd like an autograph, I'm looking at getting some, is it called a book plate? That I can sign and send to you. I would love to do that if you'd like an autograph copy. But for those local, I would love to sign your book. So again, I was sitting here by myself today, not able to party because of COVID. I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to do a 12:30 video and celebrate because it's been over 4 years, this journey to write this book, and a lifetime of experience that, Ingrid and I put into its pages. And so we wrote it with, the concept that it has so much work to do in the world. We realized She's in Santiago, Chile. She's 6,440 miles away from me. But but the people in her country and in the United States we're all facing the same issue. We have chronic illness. We have anxiety issues. So many things. High stress. All of this that's going on for us. And I think now people are starting to realize so much of it is based on our mind beliefs, but also the connection with our food. What we eat programs ourselves. What we eat becomes ourselves. We digest it, we absorb it, becomes our blood, and then it becomes ourselves. So she asks in here, are you a cookie? Or are you a vibrant, living creature? So, yes, Mindy. Oh, yes. So Mindy was another advanced reader. Yes, what your body can do. So important. Celebrate what your body can do. Have the aha moments of instead of being mad at your body for what it can't do, celebrate what it can do. I write about that in the movement chapter. I used to exercise to punish my body. Now I exercise to just challenge it and see, gosh, what is it capable of, right? So thanks, Mindy, for bringing that up. And hi, Chris. And Julie, thank you so much for your shout out. And hi, Stephanie, you're amazing as well. Yes, mindful eating. Yes. So I have a really fun exercise for you to do in regards to that. And I recommend having fun with mindful eating. No one has to know you're doing it, but if you are sitting at the table with family or friends, do it all together. Enjoy each thing you chew on. Let your taste buds get into the action. Enjoy and savor each bite, and then pay attention to how you feel before you're eating, during your meal, after your meal, and start that listening. They say now our gut is maybe our second brain or even our first brain. There's so many amazing aspects of our digestive tract, and being able to hear it and listen to it is extremely freeing. So anyway, well, I've had all of you here for 30 minutes already. So I want to say thank you for all your support, letting me come on here at 12:30 all of a sudden and having somewhat of a party. I got a balloon. If you can see it. I got a couple balloons. And anyway, Your Personal Journey with Food, a roadmap for the confused and frustrated dieter, on Amazon.com. And definitely, you're a reader, go to journeywithfood.com, sign up, get into that the club for readers. And also there's a private Facebook group. I just I better make it active. That's for readers of the book as well. So ways to get support. I'll be there with you to give you support. And then remember, when you open this, have fun learning. Have fun being a super sleuth of your body and mind. Be an investigator and leave judgment outside the cover. Okay. Have a great day, everybody. All of you are so amazing. Love all of you. Thanks for joining me. And I'll be doing this again at 7 tonight. One more party to do this evening. All right. Take care. All right. Bye, everybody. I hope I can save this. Might take me a minute to hang up because I don't know what I'm doing. Let's see. Oh, thanks, Ellen. I do for women. I have a Facebook group called Women Building Confidence. Women Building Body Confidence from the Inside Out. It is a wonderful, wonderful Facebook group. If you go to my Facebook page, just Tracycromwell, you'll see a little photo in the kind of on the side left that you can click on to get the link to request to join. So, okay. All right. Okay. I'll talk to everybody later. And I hope I can save this video. Talk to you soon.